Hey everyone, Coach Paris here. I am just jumping on today. I want to talk about portion control. I don't know how many of you are the same as me, where depending upon what I have available makes a big difference in my portion control, right? So I'm going to give you a couple examples. I would say, what are the things that get you in the most trouble with portions, right? It's not lettuce. None of us are going, let's eat too much lettuce. Lettuce is never really going to damage you, right? Chips, even things that are really good for you, like nuts, those can get out of hand really quickly, and we'll talk about those in just a minute. So when you think about what you have in your, let's start with the freezer, all right? So if I have a freezer full of ice cream and a freezer full of, popsicles or fudgesicles or any of that, then it's going to be the first thing I grab, right? But if I have a freezer that has only healthy things in it, I'm much more likely to be successful. However, going back to that original statement of, but what if I have a refrigerator and it's full of portion controlled things, like a fudgesicle? Perfect, right? Can you eat just one fudgesicle? That's great. If you can, then that's something you can have in your freezer. I personally can't have a half a gallon of ice cream in my freezer. Not because I will not measure it out. I will measure it out. I will have a half a cup of ice cream just like I'm supposed to. That's the size I'm supposed to have. But if I have a half a gallon of ice cream in my freezer, I'm going to eat that ice cream until it's gone. So I'm going to eat it every night. Whereas if I don't have ice cream in my freezer, I'm probably not going to eat ice cream every night, right? Same thing with this. This is one of those perfect examples. This is, let's see, 8 ounces of nuts, 8 ounces of almonds. If you hand me this and say, control yourself, I'm not going to, right? But if you hand me this, the ounce that I should have, this little thing right here is 180 calories. This is 180 calories times 8. So if you sit down with this bag, more than likely you're going to eat more calories than you need in one day, right? Same thing with this bag of chips. These are Colorado-based La Favorita chips that we all know and love. We love these chips. If somebody hands me this bag, I'm going to eat this bag until it's empty. But if I measure out my portion of 28 grams, or even if I want to have 2 portions, that would be okay as long as I measured it out, right? So on The Power of 13, which is the book that I wrote, and the 13 things that I think that you have to do to live a healthy lifestyle, number 1 was really easy. Number 1 was half all of your portions on everything except fruits and vegetables, or everything except vegetables. Sorry, everything except for vegetables. You're going to have half portions. When you really lean into it, you need to have half portions of the things that you have a tendency of overeating. Starches, right? Making sure that your protein, our average size protein is 8 to 12 ounces, and whereas women should be eating anywhere between 3 and 4 ounces of protein at every meal, men 5 to 6 ounces. If we're doing 8 to 12 ounces, that's probably too much protein, right? So we need to be sure that we're cutting that in half. Now, if you're already eating 3 to 4 ounces of a chicken breast, please don't cut that in half. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you're, you see the side and you see a cup of rice, but I only need a half a cup of rice. Or potatoes, I only need a half a cup of potatoes. Those are the kind of things I'm talking about. So the thing is that you have to make this as easy as possible. So one of the things I'm sharing with you today are my bento boxes. So I have this bento box for my breakfast, and sometimes I do it for lunch. Just depends on what I'm doing, if I didn't make 2 for lunch. But I've been making bento boxes for a while now, about a month, I guess. And what I love about them is that this one specifically, I have a half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I love Fahi, that's my favorite. And then 100 grams of strawberries. That's what this one specifically. I have 2 tablespoons of pecans and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. I don't mix them together. This is my favorite part because I don't like what happens to chia seeds when they get wet. So I put that in right before I'm going to eat it. So that was breakfast this morning. Super easy. It's already done. I'm home. I could certainly go into the kitchen and make my own breakfast, but do you know how easy this is? It's convenient, it's done, it's weighed, and it's measured, and it took me literally, my least favorite word, literally 10 minutes yesterday to make our breakfast. Now I also make lunches. And the interesting thing about the bento boxes, and this is just a small change that we've made in our house. So my bento boxes are very different than my husband's, but I want to just give you an example of what my husband used to eat for lunch. He would eat a sandwich, white bread, very often ham and cheese, sometimes way back when it was bologna and cheese, but we haven't done bologna for a really long time. It was always the same. Had that sandwich, talked about every day he would talk about having that afternoon slump, right? So he'd have his chips. It was a very much a grade school lunch, if you will. So he would have the sandwich, the chips, maybe a fruit cup, maybe some grapes, and always some sort of a snack. So what we're making for him now as a test, we did this for the last month and he's loving everything about it. For the last month, we have made, hold on, I will go and grab his because I have two very different ones. So this one's mine, this one's his. So in his, he now has a very healthy chicken salad. I found some, Ritz crackers are loaded with a bunch of junk, so I found some a little healthier crackers at Trader Joe's. They're not still not great, but they're better than white bread. So he gets a few of those. He's got carrots, grapes, and a cheese. That's his lunch. That's his lunch. And it's funny how he comes home and goes, I don't have that slump in the afternoon. Now, while his isn't quite as healthy as mine, it is so much more healthy than it used to be. But what I want to point out, I'm going to point it out with mine. So what I want to point out is the portion control that comes with these, right? You get no more than a half a cup of anything, no matter what you're doing. And this one is the bigger one. This is 3 ounces of chicken breast that I grilled on the grill. I love grilled chicken breast. So I do a pound of chicken tenders at the beginning of the week, and I use them usually for one meal and then my lunches all week. Then I have hummus, which was pre-measured, which was also important. I got the little cups of hummus. So there's this right here. I have the hummus here. And then I have a few strawberries, about 30 grams, some cucumbers, and my radishes. But if you look at this, even if I filled this with a bunch of garbage, right? Even if it had, goldfish crackers and all the other things, even if you had those kind of things, you'd still have major portion control here. Right? It's funny, I have never put chips in here because I just don't feel like, I'm like, why would I put chips in there? I'm just not going to do that. So this is my lunch. This is so simple, so easy to make, right? It's all about portion control. It's all about availability. If you don't have ice cream in the house, you're not going to eat ice cream, right? If you have, my big philosophy is you only have to say no once in the grocery store. You have to say no several times. If you bring it home, you have to constantly be saying no. Why put yourself in that position? So filling your house with fresh fruits and vegetables, filling your house with things that you enjoy eating, that's also very important to me. I'm not a person who believes that you need to fill it. I hate broccoli. I will say it out loud. I will scream it from the rooftops. Everybody who knows me knows I hate broccoli. I don't like it. I'll eat it if it's on my plate for some reason. Not that it would ever be on my plate, but I'm never going to buy it. It's never going to come into my house. I know people who can't stand Greek yogurt. Fine. Don't have Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is perfectly okay. If you don't like it, don't eat things that you despise. Find something else that works for you. But fill your house with healthy choices that you want to grab and put them at eye level in your refrigerator, right? Don't put everything in the crisper drawer and expect it to magically cut itself up and do all those things. Cut everything up and have it where it's really available and easy to grab. The more bento boxes you have, the better, right? The more portion control boxes you have, the better. These are the kind of things that I want people to really learn. You can make this part, you can make health and wellness a huge part of your life and not struggle with it if you choose the right things. I'll be coming back on here in a few days to talk to you about how I get all my shopping and my prep and my planning done, because it involves me saving a lot of money by never setting foot in a grocery store. So we'll talk soon. Please be sure that you're following my Facebook pages at Always On Your Side Coaching. Please be sure you're following us on Instagram, same thing, Always On Your Side Coaching. Obviously here on TikTok, LinkedIn if you're interested in that. Everything gets posted differently. And make sure you visit our website and sign up for our weekly newsletters. We just sent out a great blog today about why are you afraid to lose weight. We'd love to see you there. AlwaysOnYourSideCoaching.com. See you soon.